G'day mates, Keg11 here, and welcome to the 1997 French Grand Prix from the Magny-Cours circuit, right smack bang in the middle of France. Now, before we begin today, I just want to clear up a few things that I did since the last race. If you recall last race, I was a bit undecided about the circumstances of my finish, but looking at the replay footage and considering other crashes, I have elected that I crashed out during the race, mainly for that last incident between Ralf Schumacher and myself. But there were 2 or 3 other occasions that I could have wrecked at, but I'll leave that for a discussion later. Anyway, getting back to this race, this is the 8th round of the 97 season, about halfway. Really, I'm considering Britain to be the center point of the season. In this race, Michael Schumacher will score his, I think, 2nd win in a row and his 3rd race win in the season, which would see him ahead of Villeneuve in the Drivers' Championship, as seen here. Following 2nd place, Untitled Chapter. He's keeping up Williams' championship hopes alive in Villeneuve's absence. And in 3rd place, to help Ferrari a lot, was Eddie Irvine. Now, this race was run at first in the sunlight, but as the race went on, it started to get dark in a thunderstorm. As a result, several drivers started spinning off all over the place. Driver changes in the real life. Jarno Trulli would leave Minardi and join Prost to replace Olivier Panis, who crashed out in Canada. And his position in Minardi was replaced by Brazilian Tazo Marquez. Because Olivier Panis got 6th last race, this isn't reflected in this career. But what is in this career is the replacement of Gianni Morbidelli. He would break his arm in between Canada and here, so he's replaced by Argentinian driver Norberto Fontana in the Sauber. So curious to see how that went. So as we have a look at our driver standings, we've got Jacques Villeneuve in the lead, actually drawn for the lead with Michael Schumacher on 41 points. Following behind them, we've got Jean Alesi on 23 points. 2 podiums in the last 2 races saw him jump past Irvine to regain 3rd spot and catching up on Villeneuve and Schumacher. As I said, Irvine has slipped behind Alesi, in 4th place, but he's only a point behind Alesi, so Irvine still can regain 3rd spot. And following from them, Gerhard Berger's in 5th place in 22 with 12 points. He's failing to score since Brazil, although I heard he is going to be returning at the next race in Great Britain, so we're very eager to see him back in action. In 6th place, Heinz Harald Frentzen on 8 points, drawn 6th place with Giancarlo Fisichella after he scored 3rd place last round. And then rounding up the top 10, we got Olivier Panis, 1 point behind Frentzen Fisichella on 8. Then my driver, Kent Levin, on 6 points, point behind Panis. And then drawn for 10th place, we've got Rubens Barrichello in the 2nd, Stewart, and Ralf Schumacher in the 2nd, Jordan. And in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari has extended their lead for up to 14 points on 63 points ahead of Williams Renault. They're on 49 points. Benetton Renault is starting to come up through the pack on 37 points, only 12 points behind Williams. And then a little further down, we've got Jordan Peugeot now in 4th place with 12 points, 2 points ahead of Stuart Ford and Prost Nugent Honda, drawn for 5th place. And the only other point scorer in this round is McLaren Mercedes, 1 point, still yet to score since Australia. So now with that out of the way, let's have a look at the starting grid for today's race. And in 1st position, we have Jacques Villeneuve for 1:11.681, followed by Eddie Irvine in the Ferrari. Following behind them on the 2nd row are Alesi and Schumacher. Then Alexander Verst, good job for him, and so do Ralf Schumacher. 4th row of the grid, not too bad. Then Giancarlo Fisichella, Heinz-Harald Frentzen, and then the 2 McLarens, Coulthard and Hakkinen. Following behind them, Olivier Panis, not a very good result on his home track, along with his teammate Nakano. My teammate Barrichello comes 14th with a 1:14, so only not even a second slower than me, a couple of hundredths, but it's not too bad. Fontana, the new driver, comes in at 15th place. And at the back of the grid, we have Materials, Minardi, and the Arrows. So overall, not too bad pole. Villeneuve coming back onto good form here. Hopefully we can continue that to the end. And Schumacher not too far behind, so we potentially got a good challenge between the Williams, the Ferraris, and also the Benettons as well. And maybe a battle with the Prost and the Stewarts, maybe? We'll just have to wait and see. So let's get this race underway. Three, two, one, go. Looks like got a good run on the outside. Oh, it's getting boxed in. And I slotted in just right behind Barrichello really well. Oh, shoot. I left that wide open there. Estoril has not been a good corner to me. However, I'm catching up one of the Saubers quite well. It's Fontana, the new Argentinian driver. I can get him down to Adelaide. Or too much. Don't want to crash to some of my teammate this early. Looks like I got pace against my teammate coming up here, but it's too narrow. Don't want to pass him yet. Going into Nürburgring, then 180 degree. I got good pace. Oh, this is dangerous. Too dangerous.
Unbelievable! He's managed to get past Barrichello.
And now I think we've got Herbert Sauber next. That was a bit slow through there, and Herbert got away from me there. As we finish lap one. Not a bad first lap, though, if I do say so myself. Bit reckless. Got to work on that. But the field is spread out a lot. While I'm here, I might as well practice on Estoril to get it correct. Ah. Shoot.
He's breaking hard.
There's been a crash there.
Top positions are first, Michael Schumacher in second, Eddie Irvine is
obviously there must have been a crash up at
in fourth position, Giancarlo Fisichella.
that later ended up colliding with Panis there. Good thing no harm done.
Sixth position, Williams number one.
Too bad there's no yellow flags in this game, and by the sound of things Villeneuve's really fallen back, not very good. Me neither.
This is the third lap. That will certainly help him catch
Estoril again. Third gear. Hold on to the same line.
He's pumping in some really good lap times now.
That last kink at the end of Estoril that's killing me every time. But what I lose in Estoril, I'm more than gain coming up against Adelaide. But what I don't like is that coming out of Adelaide is only a short stretch to Nürburgring, and it's a section where I can't overtake because it'll be just too reckless. Got a good run on him, and that's Herbert taken. Precisely. Now I'm behind one of the McLarens. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Seems like I was pushing my car too hard, and that's what it is. Funnily enough, that similar thing happened to me the first time I played through the French Grand Prix. But then again, I wasn't going very well, and I treated that fuel line failure as a coup de grace. But that time, it was just pure incident. That's what, second or third time my car's failed me on this round, in this season. Looks like a lot of words need to be said to Stuart about how to get that fixed, or otherwise I'm just going to end up leaving the team due to frustration. Anyway, as we have a look at the placings for this race, Michael Schumacher scores his 4th win in a row and extends his Drivers' Championship, winning it by almost 5 seconds over Eddie Irvine. So I'm assuming when the rain came down, Michael Schumacher had a good lead, but was able to extend that further. So congratulations to the Ferrari of this race. A very good race for them, much to my chagrin. Coming in 3rd place is Jean Alesi. Another good result for the Benetton team, keeping Benetton's World Championship hopes alive. Particularly so, Villeneuve's nowhere to be seen. Obviously, he must have fallen back again. I was hoping that Villeneuve will win his World Championship, but at this point, I'm not sure. Following behind him, we've got Giancarlo Fisichella. Good result for Jordan, keeping their 4th place secured. 5th place, Alexander Wurz. And 6th place, 3 seconds behind Wurz, it's Untitled Chapter, giving Williams 1 point, but nowhere near enough to get a lead onto Benetton. And Kent Levin, DNF, fuel line failure on the 3rd lap, I think. Barrichello was about 12-13. Michael Schumacher got the best lap with a 1:14.362, just quicker than my qualifying time. And as we have a look at the driver's standings, no surprises. Michael Schumacher now assumes sole lead in the season, as Villeneuve drops back to 2nd, trailing Schumacher by 10 points. It wasn't only a few races ago that Villeneuve was 10, 20, 30 points ahead of Schumacher. Also, Eddie Irvine regains 3rd spot after finishing just ahead of Alesi, so he's 1 point ahead of Alesi. Gerhard Berger is still in 5th place. Haven't scored a point because he's absent. Giancarlo Fisichella moves up to 6th place after beating Frentzen and scoring 3 points, which moves his tally 1 point behind Berger in 6th place. Frentzen scores 1 point, but he's still quite down the order on 9 points. And then following on from that, very same old, Olivier Panis on 7. Kent Levin, our driver, on 6 points in 9th. And in 10th place, we've got Rubens Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher on 4. But also, Alexander Wurz. He now joins the on-screen tally for the first time with 4 points, drawing with the other 2 competitors. And now if we have a look at the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari extended its lead against Williams. Now they're 29 points ahead of Williams-Renault. And Benetton's catching up quite well to Williams, now on 42 points, 8 points behind Williams. Jordan has consolidated itself in 4th place with 15 points, followed by Stewart and Prost, both on 10 points, and McLaren Mercedes still on 1 point. So there we have it for this race. Bit disappointed that I didn't go further than I did. Hopefully my engineers will sort out this engine problem soon, and I control my driving style a bit, and hopefully we can get a better result at our next race in Britain, our home race. So, see you guys at Silverstone.